12 million citizens, 38% of Russia's historical point, more than 10 million tourists every year. This is Moscow, the heart of Russia and the biggest capital in Europe. There are different ways to visit Moscow and we'll compare them. The bus is the fastest way to visit Moscow and certainly the less tiresome, but there are some stereotypes about disadvantage of bus trips that here becomes a benefit.
It's usually awful to get stuck in the traffic jam, but here is a good opportunity to look at the amazing view of Moscow.
The bus allows to see the parade Moscow, admire the unmistakable building of Theatre Bolshoi, which has become an architectural icon. The route also takes in the stunning Cathedral of Christ the Savior, the tallest Orthodox Christian church in the world. Unfortunately, this way of visiting is a little bit superficial because we just could see the facade.
Every building was fantastic for me. I have a lot of pictures, so I will remember for every year of my life.
The ship is the best way to relax, enjoying the view. It's also an amazing way to take original pictures. Travel on the Bolshoi-Moskovetsky Bridge, a concrete arch structure which spans the Moscow River and connects the Red Square on Bolshaya-Ordinka Street of Zamoskvoreche. The complex serves as the official residence of the President of the Russian Federation and includes 4 palaces, 4 cathedrals, and the enclosing Kremlin wall with Kremlin towers. Of course, not all the touristic places are observable, and we thought that it would be the most boring trip.
Journey on the river was fantastic, absolutely nice.
And did you visit in another way? I don't know, did you take the red bus or did you...
Oh no, just walking a lot, several kilometers for sure per day. Have a look into the most interesting monuments, historical monuments here in Moscow.
So after this world, we had to see Moscow from the inside.
Now we are staying in the city center, nearby Kremlin, go through the center of Moscow and then to show you one of the most marvelous and most interesting places in Moscow.
Our walking starts at the Alexander Garden on the Red Square, which is home to the 16th century St. Basil's Cathedral, one of the most famous pieces of architecture in the world, plus the constructivist pyramids of Lenin's mausoleum. Absorb the history of Varvanka Street, one of the oldest Moscow streets outside of the Kremlin walls. We tasted true monastery bread.
Would you like Russian bread?
Contrary to the bus on the ship, by walking we could take the time we want for each attraction. Moscow is a city of contrast and it helped us to know about the unusual and hidden local place of the city.
The city itself is like puff pastry, cake Napoleon, where there's a lot of different layers and each layer is some story. Some person, some kind of fate, always some ideas, big dreams and utopias.
But not everything is available for tourists, and the roof is one of such inaccessible places. Here you can admire the building's extraordinary, soaring tinted roof and to see the Moscow city building in its greatness and power.
I was in Moscow in different places, in the center and on the outskirts. Of course, on the outskirts of the most valuable is a panoramic view of the nature, high, but in the center there are unique architectural structures. A mixture of history, roofing and environmental reality makes it very interesting to spend time talking to other people.
The roofs are undeniably the place where the view is the most amazing.
After visiting Moscow by the most classical ways, maybe roofing is the best experience we can have, and this, for sure, I will remember it forever.
Marie-Lou Prost, Laurent Bandel, Adrien Denis, Tatiana Chorikova, Anastasia Yegorova, Ivan Slobodianik.